Are you following me? That's what I'm asking myself every time I'm teaching. And so the point is, when you are teaching very complex topics and concepts, it's difficult to realize if everyone is following what you're talking about and if they are grasping the foundations, right? So some months back, I was joining an office hours organized by a colleague of mine, and she used a very handy web application, web tool, which was leveraging an improvisation technique. And this improvisation technique was all about displaying the names of the different attendees randomly during 30 seconds, 1 minute. And while your name is showing up, you need to talk about things that were relevant to you during the session. Then at that point, I thought, this is a very convenient tool for my classes. So I can use it by the end of every single class just to validate that the students are following what I'm talking about. So I was trying to find that application. I didn't find it. And actually, I found some applications similar to what I saw. But I didn't like what I saw. Then I decided to create my application because I wanted to have something very simple. This is a web application that you can use straight away. You don't need to install any web server, any backend. So you just download a zip file, or you clone the repo, and then you can use it right away. So the name of the project is called Are You Following? So as you're realizing, I'm not very creative with project names. And so you can clone the project, as I said before. You can download a zip file by clicking this link in here. So actually, let me download it. And you need to have a configuration file where basically you're going to set up the message that you want to show when you are starting the application. You need to define the time, the number of seconds that every name is going to show up, and then a list of participants. So this is a JSON file that you need to create. If you are not very technical, maybe you might be a little bit scared about it. But guess what? We can rely on these LLM assistants. So you can use ChatGPT or something similar to that. And the only thing you have to do is to create a prompt. I'm going to share a prompt with you where you share this configuration example, a list of names. So here I'm using this list of celebrities. And then you will get the file that you need to use with this application. Okay, so let me give it a try. So this is the prompt that I'm going to use with ChatGPT. So let me copy and paste it. In your case, the only thing you need to change here is probably this number in here, or something. That's something you can change afterwards. And definitely the list of participants, unless you are going to have these participants in your session, which would be really, really interesting. There you go. So let me copy and paste it over here. And let's see what ChatGPT has to say in here. There you go. So actually, you look into the prompt. What I was asking for is for a configuration file similar to this one, but rather than having 45 seconds perceived, I want to have 52 seconds. So as you can see, that was properly created by ChatGPT. You can leave it as it is and then modify it yourself. And yeah, it's basically creating this configuration file with this list in mind. Then yeah, this is the file, and I don't know, we can download it. No, I don't think so. So basically we need to copy and paste it. So let's move on into Finder. Let's create a new file. Let me see if I can create it from here. I don't think so. So in that case, we need to create a file with text edit. Black text. There you go. And now we can save it. and file name is going to be are you following JSON. There we go. Use JSON, that's fine, we can close it. And that's it. So we have our configuration file, we have our zip file with the whole project. The folder that we're interested in is this one, so actually you can move it out if you want, and you can get rid of the rest. So let me remove it, and probably we can call it Are You Following? Are you following? There you go. Then you double click the folder, you double click index.htm, and we're ready to go. So this is the message that we had on the configuration file. These are the different UI items that you're going to use through the process. So before you can use it, you need to load the configuration file that we store on the downloads folder. This is the one that we created with the list of participants, the message, and the shift, the seconds for every single shift. Then let's open it up. So the message didn't change because actually that's the default message. So that's something that you can change if you want. So as you're realizing, the application identified 20 participants. Now we need to set the timer. So we're going to be running this for a couple of minutes, for instance. So that means you're going to have 2 participants showing up here, right? So if every shift is 52 seconds, so you're going to have basically 2 of them. So the second one is going to stay longer than the other one, I believe. And that's it. So you can start the timer, and there you go. So this is the first one. So during 52 seconds, this name is going to be here. So internally, the application is loading all the names, and every time you are displaying, or the application is displaying the name, that name is removed from the internal state. So that means by the end of the session, you can download the outstanding participants, and then you will have all the names except those names that already showed up. So that's going to help you reuse all the names from your students or from your participants over time, if you don't want to have the same name happening in a lot of different sessions, right? It might happen that you're using this in your courses. That's going to happen to me. And it might happen that Eminem is not joining my classes. So in that case, something that I can do is I can skip it. Will Smith is very likely that he joins my classes. So in this case, he will start talking about all the technologies we're discussing. And so Eminem was reinserted into the state. So that means if I download these outstanding participants, then Eminem is going to be there. So let me stop it. Let me download the outstanding participants. And if I go back to the folder, if I open this one, let me open it up with text edit. We should have less participants than before, and Eminem should be over here. You see? So Will Smith is actually also inserted into the state because we stopped the process, and when you're doing so, yeah, that name is actually added again. But so if we initially had 20 participants, we should have 19. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There you go. So the one who showed up for the 52 seconds is no longer in the internal state. So that's the way you can reduce the list, and then you can ensure that all of them are going to go through the process, and then you can capture this feedback very easily. All right, so that was pretty much it. And yeah, feel free to share any feedback if you have any. And if you want to contribute to the project, yeah, more than happy to get your contributions in form of new functionality that you would like to see, or you can actually work on the code itself. You can introduce some changes and add some pull requests, and I'm more than happy to go through them. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy. Bye.